If you look back at your year, you'll see that the biggest wins this year came from your smallest decisions. This is the Live 100 Podcast, the place you come to break the habits that no longer serve you so you can build the life you truly desire. I'm Jason Yarusi, and today we're talking about the power of daily choices and just the tiniest of choices that created the biggest gains for your year. You don't see it over time, right? But that one beer you have every night or that one piece of cake that you just add in at the end of your meal or that little dessert that you add, in one day, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't do much, but 2 days into 3 days, into 4 days, into 5 days a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. All of a sudden, you've gone about 180 pounds and all you hear now you're at 204 pounds. And you ask, whoa, how did that happen? I wasn't eating crazy, but it wasn't. It just, this one big meal that you ate or this overindulgence that you had. It was this little bit of thing of sugar rush that you had to lean into that over time built in this massive weight gain that you look back and you say, I don't even know how I got here. Where did this start? Because as you go from, 180 pounds to 185, you don't really see it that much. But then all of a sudden now you're at 190 and your face starts to bloat and you start to see, a little more pounds on your stomach. And here you are, 100 and 200 pounds. And you ask yourself, well, how did that happen? And it was tiny daily choices that you made that built the biggest negative gains of the year. But on the other side of that, there's you out there who's making small choices each and every day. The small choice just to get up early, to set your mind right, to put yourself in ease, to put yourself in a place that you're ready, you're prepared to go out there to attack, to take on the day, to build awareness about how you can go out there and crush the moment. It's the choosing discipline over excuses. The one extra rep about building out and pushing yourself past where you feel comfortable. It's making that one extra sales call at the end of the day when you have just done enough and you've had enough people hang up on you and you just say, well, okay, let me just do one more. It's the discipline to do the things that are right, that build you up, instead of giving myself the excuses for all the things that eventually tear me down. Oh, you know what? My father was not really a good father to me, so it's just evident that I have a rough time being a good father to my kids. Excuse. No one in my family is in shape, so it's hard for me to stay in shape. Excuse. Oh, eating right is so expensive and I don't have time to cook meals. Excuse. Oh, all these other people were lucky. They grew up in the right place. They had the right education. They had the right family. So, no wonder they're successful. Excuse. But it's you who starts making the decisions to have the discipline to say, you know what, I can do this because I've seen a million other people in less fortunate places to me that stand up when times are tough, when times are not right, when it's not perfectly looking at me in the mirror and saying, okay, I guess everything's in the right part. Let's get started now. Next, it's about saying no more often. Our choices, we always think about what we should do, but we forget to really reflect on what we shouldn't do. You have to protect your focus because that is your superpower. It takes you on average 17 minutes to refocus after you've been distracted. So think about that. All the things happening today between your phone going off, calls, text messages, social media alerts, to people walking in your office, to just, your kids coming in when you're trying to get to that point. And at that point, everyone's drawing for your attention. The world of social media is drawing and trying to take your attention. But for you to have the superpower to stay focused, to stay committed to the task, that one step of your day when you need to get something done, the most important thing to your day to carry you forward so you can live 100, are you focused enough that when the moment of distraction pops up, that you can say no, that you can push it to the side, that you can put the blinders on, that you can move forward? Set the stage, be the difference. Lastly, it's about investing in yourself. Books, courses, relationships, they compound. You say, reading, it's just not my thing. Well, how are you going to learn? Where are you getting that information? How are you pulling it in? You're taking podcasts, you're doing YouTube videos. Well, can you force yourself to sit down and read it? Maybe it is your thing, but you've never given it a chance to be your thing. Goodness in your life compounds. Environments where you can flourish compound. Bringing yourself into areas where you have relationships that are always looking up. They're always looking for the way to succeed. They're always looking for the light, always looking for the way to do the next great thing. They compound. It's the small choices each and every day that build your biggest gains. Look at your day. What choices you're making? And are those small choices building you up or slowly tearing you down? All right, that's what I have for you today. This is the Live 100 Podcast. If you could do something for us, go down there and leave us an honest rating and review. It continues to help us get the show out to the masses. This is what I have for today. Let's do this.